afraid to say your name, afraid to make phone calls, afraid of social situations because of your stutter and how you speak. This is what I used to live. I was constantly thinking about how I would say things, how that the listener would perceive my speech, how I was coming across, the changing of words, the avoiding situations, the avoiding difficult sounds, and trying to be a fluent speaker, even though I knew I was not a fluent speaker. During medical school, when I was training for a doctor, these are all the difficulties that I had on my journey to becoming a doctor. And in this video, I want to jump into the secrets that I have adopted that have helped me in my stuttering journey and helped me become a doctor, seeing 30 patients every single day, becoming a great communicator and enjoying speaking once again, and stay to the very end as you don't want to miss my last point. Let's dive in. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. McCool. I'm a GP from Ireland and I'm a person who runs a free online platform called Stutter Connect, which you're welcome to join. The link is in the description below, where I'll personally speak to you there and you can practice speaking with other people who stutter from around the world, gaining tips and tricks on how to navigate your life with having a stutter. Don't be afraid to join. Stuttering is like an iceberg. Most people only see the 10% of what is actually going on. They see the stuttering, they see the blocking, the facial distortion, the hesitation. They do not see the 90% of what the person who stutters is going through. They are going through worry, shame, anxiety, frustration, isolation, loneliness, because no one else understands what they're fully going through. Fluent speakers do not understand what people who stutter are going through on a daily basis. They have to avoid words, avoid situations, avoid sounds, switch words, and trying to fit into a normal society with normal fluent speakers. Even their close family or friends who are fluent speakers do not fully understand what they're going through. People think having conversations is hard, but people who stutter are on another level of difficulty. Everything speech related, vocal related is more difficult for them if they're in employment, if they're in school or college, if they're making presentations or simple phone calls. These activities are a lot more difficult for people who stutter, as they're worried about how they'll say things, how they'll come across, how their stutter will manifest to the listener, because they have so many previous negative stuttering experiences in the past or in school where they've stuttered uncontrollably in front of people, and the negative reactions of those people, such as laughing, mocking, sniggering, because of how they said things, because they are different, because they are a black sheep and they're different from everyone else, the normal fluent speakers. People always ask me on Stutter Connect, how did I become a doctor with a stutter? They are surprised, they are astonished that I work as a doctor every single day, speaking to 30 patients every single day and multiple phone calls. And how did I do this? Such a high pressured job. The extra layer of stuttering on top of that makes it even more difficult. I realized in medical school that I was finished with hiding. Enough was enough. I was stop hiding my stuttering. I start showing my stuttering to people. I start speaking about my stutter. And I realized that people do not care about my stutter as much as a person who stutters cares about their own stutter. Patients do not care. Co-workers do not care. Friends do not care, in the nicest way possible. People who stutter build their stutter up to be this massive monster in their own heads, but this is false. There is nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Once you start showing your stutter, ironically, you'll have more control over your speech. You'll be a better communicator and you'll start enjoying speaking once again. And you have to get okay with the odd negative reaction to your stutter, albeit extremely rare. Most people do not negatively react to your stutter. Most people do not laugh. But even if they do, that is on them. You need to get okay and comfortable with the potential of negative reactions. You cannot control people's reactions. You can only control your reaction to your stutter. It is uncontrollable if someone laughs at your stutter. So you should not let that person affect your mindset if they want to laugh. You should get okay with negative judgments as you cannot control them. You can only control your judgments on the negative situation. You cannot control external factors. Control the controllables. Even to this day at work, I stutter with patients. I stutter calling them into the consultation room. I stutter explaining things, but less than 1% of people mention my stutter. It is not an issue in the consultation, as there is a lot more to communication than how you say things, how you verbalize things. It's how you show up, your charisma, your listening skills, your non-verbal communication. And I score very strongly in all of these. So I can compensate for the verbal difficulty that I have in stuttering. And I have gamified stuttering. I enjoy the challenge of stuttering. I enjoy the challenge of speaking. I enjoy the challenge of communication. You either sink or swim. I can cry about my stutter. I can sit around all day worrying, feeling negative thoughts about myself and my stutter, or I can see it as an opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn, opportunity to improve my communication, as this gives me great meaning in life, constant daily improvement, having a goal and working towards that goal with constant daily improvement. My goal is to become a great communicator. I'm still on that journey, on that path, but every single day I get the opportunity to improve my speech. I get to improve my speech. I do not operate in the realm of negative self talk, of negative thoughts. I only operate in the realm of positive self talk, of positive self thoughts, of improving. And once you start operating from a positive mindset, the universe will be giving, and you will be more likely to succeed, more likely to improve, more likely to enjoy and thrive in your life. And what would I have said to my younger self who was in medical school, who was worried about his speech, who was having negative self talk, who was feeling anxiety, stress, loneliness, shame about his stutter? I would have advised him to speak about his stutter to his classmates, to laugh about his stutter, to joke about it, to mention it, to put it out there, to voluntary stuttering when ordering food or making a phone call, as this will ease the mental burden. Because too many people who stutter are carrying around heavy stuttering baggage every single day. You need to offload that baggage before it's too late. Offload the stuttering baggage. Leave the heavy bag down. Feel your shoulders free once you are and be who you truly are, a person with a stutter. And stop trying to be a fluent speaker. Stop trying to find the next technique that's going to bring you fluency. Yes, you can incorporate stuttering techniques in your life, but these are not the be all and end all. You need to live with your stutter. You need to get happy that there's no cure, but you need to have a positive mindset in the pursuit of excellence, in the pursuit of being a great communicator, improving 1% every single day towards your goal, which is to become a great communicator and a better than fluent speaker. And you do not have to do this alone. You can join my Stutter Connect Discord, where you can practice speaking with other people who stutter from around the world, gaining support, tips, and tricks on how to navigate your life with having a stutter. Don't wait, join today. Link is in the description below. This is a difficult journey, having a stutter. You do not have to do this by yourself. There are other people who stutter waiting for you to practice speaking with them. And if you practice speaking on Stutter Connect every single day, I guarantee you your stutter will improve, your mental state will improve, your communication will improve, your life will improve. You'll get the relationship you want, you get the job you want, you'll start enjoying socializing once again. But most importantly, you'll leave down the stuttering baggage off your shoulders, freeing yourself to start enjoying and start living once again. You either sink or swim. I choose to swim, and I'll speak to you personally on Stutter Connect. Link is in the description below. Like this video, share it with a friend with a stutter, comment below. What are you struggling with in your stuttering journey? What have you done to improve? What would you tell your younger stuttering self? I want to hear everything in the comments below. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it also. Best luck.